We start in Europe with some breaking news, and the next round of Russia-US-Ukraine talks will take place on February the 17th to the 18th in Geneva, according to RIA. Territory remains the main issue in the talks, with Russia demanding control over the entire Donbass region, a point Ukraine refuses to concede. Reports suggest that the US has made it clear that it will not finalize security guarantees for Ukraine until a general agreement is reached to end the war. While there has been some progress on a ceasefire and demilitarized zone, reports suggest that key issues such as Ukraine's territorial integrity and the presence of Western troops remain unresolved. We'll bring you all of the updates coming out of those talks when they start, but to gear us up for them is Dr. Gilbert Doctorow, who joins us in this discussion. He's a Russian affairs expert. He joins us live from Brussels. Gilbert, thank you very much for joining us here on NewsX World. We've seen those past trilateral talks, the last round of which took place on the 4th and the 5th of this month, and now we're getting another in the same location come the 17th. So, do you have hopes for these talks, first of all, since all the developments, mainly on the ground, which have happened since the second round, which we saw? Of course, we've seen an assassination attempt of a Russian lieutenant general. We've seen, of course, cross-border aerial strikes from each side, and Russia makes subtle gains in the Ukrainian Donbass. Your hopes for this third round?
Well, if the sides remain as far apart as they are, according to your very correct description 2 minutes ago, then there will be no peace settlement brokered by Mr. Trump, and very likely Mr. Trump will leave the process, will wash his hands of Ukraine and Russia making peace no later than the middle of May, which he set as a deadline for their concluding a peace treaty. In keeping with America's political calendar and ending this well before the midterm elections heat up. The interesting thing is that you mentioned in passing that these coming talks will be in Abu Dhabi. Let us recall that the day after the General Alexeyev was attacked in Moscow and almost killed, a day after that, Mr. Zelensky said, "No way will we return to Abu Dhabi. It's unacceptable. We want the talks to go to Miami." The reason for that was Abu Dhabi had turned over the suspect, the gunman, soon after he arrived there from Moscow, and he was returned directly to Moscow, and where he was subjected to very mild, interrogation. I say mild because when he was shown on television shortly afterwards, there were no marks, signs of bruises on him. As it sometimes happens in the past when murderers are taken into interrogation in Russian, and not only in Russian intelligence agency offices. Well, anyway, he was returned. Mr. Zelensky understood that the game was up, that his direct involvement, the Ukrainians' direct involvement in hiring this assassin would be exposed, as it was. I don't say that was the whole story, but for Mr. I have in the past claimed that the British were involved in this as well, but that's not relevant to our immediate discussion, which is about Mr. Zelensky's reaction. It was peculiar. He seemed to be very emotional. Well, it's coming back to Abu Dhabi, so that little problem has been resolved. But the major problem that you highlighted remains. It's primarily about territory, and it is the way Mr. Zelensky is being encouraged day by day by the Europeans, who are the war party here, and who want to give him every assurance that he will get support as he continues the war for another couple of years for the sake of Europe's remilitarization. So there's the situation in a nutshell. Given the support he's getting from Europe, it's hard to conceive that Mr. Zelensky will make compromises that many of his colleagues would like him to make, even Mr. Badanov, who is nominally in charge of negotiations in Abu Dhabi, to make the territorial concessions.
Gilbert, do stay with us. We do have now a confirmation coming in from the Kremlin